Minna bing dagi udana Yo, she had bangers. For this episode, we're going to play a game. I'm sure some of you have seen the versus challenges that have been happening on Instagram and different platforms or whatnot with different musicians. So we decided to join in and we're going to do a versus game, but we're going to do two major record labels or entertainment houses in South Africa, and that is Ezase Afro versus Kalawa Jazmee. All right? Now, I just want to say that the artists that we've chosen in our list aren't necessarily currently signed to those labels. It's people that have been affiliated at some point with the label and found success with the different labels. And we're going to be talking not only about the music, but also just their cultural impact and just like, I guess, who's umangoba in not only music, but culture and just ubumnandi and memories. So, yeah.
Also, we put a post on Instagram, basically asking people. I won't tell the results now. If you obviously want to do the game first, but it was basically just trying to get public opinion. And just so you know, one side sits at 13% and the other side sits at 87%. And I'm not gonna say anything, but I'm gonna say something.
I feel like I know.
I think I know because I also
the side that won according to Instagram. I have a feeling that we're all going to argue for that same side. I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
The thing is, there's also different categories, right? So there's music, and I feel like the one side, when it comes to just the quality of music,
quality or quantity of music?
Not quantity, quality.
My whole thing with the thing is like, I was speaking about this yesterday, like saying that we're gonna record this, is that it's hard to argue with what people have deemed a classic. So and also if umuntu esoshonile, then now songs are like immortalized, and it's you know, can you go back and be like, oh well, the song was alright. I mean, it was. I mean, the artist was great, but the song was alright. You know, so. Sure. That was my thing, but not to take away anything. It's just like, okay, well, if you were to put it now in like this time or putting it up against the song of the, like, it doesn't match up, and yeah.
And also, like, it's hard to also like figure out if that person would still be as relevant now as they were back in the Dizzy, because obviously, we don't know. But you know what? We're gonna do what we can do. As you've seen the list between Kalawa and Ezase Afro, in terms of just music catalog, right? I think it would be fair for us to go through some of the artists and just have a chat to see what we think. All right? Do you guys have a preference for any record label to start off with?
Let's just get it out the way. Let's start with Kalawa.
Okay, cool. Let's go with Kalawa first. First, at the top of the list, I put is Oskido.
Oh, Baba.
Hitmaker.
You see, now my problem also though with Oskido is that because he's been in the game for so long, his impact is not even just as him, the artist. Exactly. So, but if you're going to look at his body of work in terms of music, come on. Ooh, come on. Like, but the other problem is also not knowing all the songs title-wise, but knowing all the songs when I hear them.
And the thing with him is like when I was trying to put the playlist on Spotify of his music, is I found it really difficult to find music of him by himself. He's always like a part of Brothers of Peace or Oskido featuring blah, 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 or he's in Maporisa's thing. Guys, that guy brought Maporisa into the clutch. I just want us to all know that. Yeah. If you look at his old music videos.
Maporisa was on Kalawa for 2-3 albums before he moved.
I mean, that alone just tells you everything you need to know.
But that's the thing. I feel like though Oskido obviously gets a lot of credit, but I also don't think he gets a lot of credit. Like I don't know that these young ones know what's up. Like I don't, because the thing is I feel like Dira has like, huh?
I don't know him personally, but what I'm seeing is that I also think he enjoys being in the back and being the producer and getting people in the room to create the product. and you don't need to give him the props, you don't need to do whatever, but he knows that he did that thing, and just takes pride in that. Like, even in the conversation that was happening online regarding like Imali and the AKA sneaker deal and whatever, Fresh made a tweet and he said like he's so grateful to Oskido, who told him like he must invest in stuff just outside of Ubajene Mali and whatever. So I think he seems to be that guy that's just like elder, you know, like that's just, I'm gonna give you the wisdom and I'm gonna do the thing and I'm gonna make sure that uraiti, but you don't need to be like El Skido did that, you know. You can tell that, you know, he had an impact, he did that thing for you, and also maybe he just finds pride in the fact that you alone know. And that's fine. I don't need people to know. But you know that. So
I think it's also just because it feels like Tira has made a career out of not just being a producer and an artist, but also creating a brand around him. And so I feel like a lot of people...
We're coming back to Tira.
So I'm linking it, just the point, no, I'm not speaking about him, I'm linking it to what you're saying, what Thembe is saying about Oskido, that like, Oskido is not necessarily, I think, is not necessarily creating like this thing that is like everywhere. He's in a front cover magazine and a this and a deal and a that and a that and a that. So, but I'm just like, the kids need to know. They need to know that like the people that we are banging to today, like Oskido crawled, walked and ran for these people to be able to do marathons. Like, he did it all. Like, honestly, like, against. Because when you brought the list of people, I was like, no ways. No ways.
Yeah, no, Oskido did that. And the thing is, you're so right when you say he's almost like a big brother. I've also heard like interviews of people, different South African artists who were like, yo guys, Oskido once like came to my house and sat me down and was like, yay, let me put you up on game, and it like really impacted me. And I'm like, guys, we don't hear those stories that often, and it's nice to see that he's a legend in the game, but he's not keeping the information to himself. He's letting everybody know, and he's like, let's grow together, and I really appreciate that. Okay, next artist, Bongo Muffin. I mean, legends. I mean, is it even a conversation?
There's literally nothing to be said, honestly, truly. But they do have a new body of music out. No, I haven't listened to it either.
That's the thing with the legends, right? It's like, it's almost like they're too legendary when they come up with new music. I'm just like, I just want to listen to Tata Skupu. I mean, I don't know. Do I want the new stuff?
yeah, but,
Because Oskido came up with an Amapiano track and it was not great.
You listen to?
Oskido last year came out with an Amapiano track and it was not a good look.
Was it not a good look for you, or were the kids pumping it in?
The song was not good. The song in itself was not good. So I'm always just like, should they be releasing new stuff? Like, do we want to, like, I don't know. But I enjoy, but the thing with Bongo Muffin is they're also amazing individual artists. So I love when Thandiswa comes out with new stuff. But I don't know if I want them as a collective to be releasing things.
The crazy thing for me was that I thought there was going to be a time that they would never get back together, because they for a while were really just like, it just didn't seem like they were. Because even remember when we interviewed Thandiswa, like it didn't, to me at least, it didn't seem like that was ever good. Like I don't think I thought we'd ever see the day again. So to be very honest with you, I'm just happy they're back. I'm very happy they're back. I think again, I don't know if that's because it's nostalgic. Why I love that they're back.
Are they back to give us this album, or are they back to give us more music in future?
I think it's new music in future. I think. I don't know. I haven't seen an announcement that says that like this is the first and last.
Okay.
You know, so but I don't want to lie to you, Shem. I don't know.
Next artist, Boom Shaka.
Please, shut the camera.
Switch off everything. I don't want to talk about Boom Shaka. I ain't got nothing to say.
Legends. Let's just say Kalawa was really good at producing legendary groups, because the next one is Trompies. I mean,
Thembe, all of it is. I feel like Thembe's got something to say about BONGEKA.
I don't have anything to say.
Legends of the game.
Come on, guys. Level Matosa, please, man, please. Come on.
I'm very upset at the Level Matosa movie, that BT
This is not what this
situation.
episode is about.
Hi. Hi. I was upset about that. And I'm also very upset that it's hard to find their music on streaming platforms. Like, there's certain songs of theirs that I can find on YouTube, but I can't find when I want to do playlists. And I'm just like, somebody needs to intervene there because they are amazing.
No shame. BONGEKA iconic aesthetically as well. Please, man, don't even. Come on.
Oh my gosh, guys, for Halloween this year, I think I want to go as like Lebo Matosa or something.
So where are you doing this Halloween?
Hey, but one day when the office opens, one day.
She still has hopes and dreams. How dare you?
I'm hoping the office will be open by the time it is October.
Yeah, I hear you.
But you never know. Anything is possible. Next group, Trompies.
Come on.
Oh wait, no, this is Alaska.
Come on. Iconic.
Legends. I mean, Spicky Ricky Wiki. Oh wait.
Put the overall and the sporty in the pipes and in the piece and Converse shoes. Aesthetically, once again, iconic. Musically, so for me, musically, I don't want to lie and say I know as many songs as I, in my mind, think I do. But I just think, again, it's just one of those groups, again, that I just feel was so pivotal in a moment in our, like, musical history that also, like, shaped our sound at some point. Because I feel like a lot of the artists that you've listed so far, honestly, in my opinion, shaped what I feel was like South African sound, where you play the song and instantly, genre. No, that's fine, but it's still a South African sound nonetheless. Like for me, because the moment you play the track, you know it's ours. And I feel like a lot of these people, Trompis included, like, come on.
Next person, DJs in Zinhle. You guys are not fans.
Thembe's too quiet for all of these things, first of all.
Are you guys not fans of DJ Zinhle?
No, I didn't
That's
say
the problem
that.
if you're not saying
I didn't say that.
So what are you saying?
I didn't say anything.
What are you saying?
Are you
Your
asking me
silence
now?
is telling me.
Are you asking me now what I'm saying? Guys, come on. DJ Zinhle gave us what's the song that had David Gao in the video? It's a perfect.
Oh yes, I remember that.
She gave us My Name Is. She gave us.
My only problem with Zinhle, she doesn't have a body of work. Like as in albums. Anytime that I've engaged with her music, it's always been singles.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not waiting for like a DJ Zinhle album. I'm always just like, oh, she's got a new song out.
Her songs for me, I think, have always like hit the spot, and when they come in and the people grab them and like we're on. My only problem is just not having a full body of work of hers. Like for example, if you look at like a DJ Sindo, the Babes has a body of work. Like, do you know what I mean? And I'm not gonna compare them, but like, I mean, body of work. The singles, for me, another point of difference for what I feel, because again, I think Zinhle has played a very strategic game in the music industry, because her longevity hasn't only just been as a DJ, has also been like planting in the different songs as time has gone on, and in the business side, in terms of like her watches and all the other things. So her strategic game is holistic, I think. But when I look at her, like if I'm just to zone in on her musically, she's not doing enough, I think. Because for me, I'm like, the singles aren't the only thing that can make you a great artist. Because I would want to also be able to evaluate her effort on a body of work. Going into an album and being like, yeah, no, la lela. Like Maphorisa as an example, we can go from track 1 to track 20 and be like, it's pumping. And not just be like, Santon was a great track. Don't Lodge was a great track. Don was a great track. We are able to, so I don't feel like with Zinhle I've got like enough to like grab onto her on the artist side.
Yeah. I mean, but maybe for her it isn't about being an artist, but it's more so about being a DJ and spinning the tunes and knowing what to mix when and where. I don't think I've heard her play once actually. And she was alright. Like, I don't know, she wasn't the headliner, so I didn't expect her to be like, yay. But she was good, and she did the things. I don't know if you guys have seen her live before.
I've seen her more like on digital lives, not.
Yeah, no, I saw her live at Rands. But I don't know if Rands is the kind of spot for Zintle. I feel like Rands is, a Sindo spot, let's just say that.
I don't even know what that means. But I also think, like NWABISA mentioned, I think Zintle's game is different. Like, I think she's more trying to empower the DJ, because she's got a school and everything, and like it seems like for her it's not just about her being the DJ. It feels like a holistic business, like an empire, like watchers.
She's building a brand.
Exactly, like watchers, giving back, Fundiso or DJ, DJing, and just everything else. Like now she has a home line. Like the brand DJ Zintle has now, I feel like, gone beyond just her spinning the decks.
Okay, next artist. Oh, guys, Mafia Zolo. I love them so much.
Okay, so Mafia Zolo for me is a great example as to how the argument that was made about how can like groups come back from back in the day and still make music. I feel like they've broken that concept, because they were gone for a bit of a while when they lost their third member, but when they came back, you didn't doubt it. You were like, that's definitely Mafia Zolo. They can't, like, they for me, like, still transcend. They can just make good music because they're great artists, and there's no like they were good back then and now they're not good or any of that. Like they're just good.
For me, it's just like there's certain artists that are a part of everyone's important day memories, and I feel like Mafia Zolo is one of those artists that if you didn't play a Mafia Zolo track at your wedding, did you even get married? I don't think so. I don't think so. And that's hard to do, to make classics like that where people feel like you're a part of like their love story or their happiness story, or moments that are pivotal for them. That's difficult, and they do it over and over and over again. I love them. Next artist, Professor. I feel like this is one of THEMBE's faves. Didn't you have a Professor album?
Of course I do. I'm waiting to run into him so he can sign it. CD.
Yeah.
When I started in first year, like that was the album I bought that I was pumping from top track to like the last track. Oh baby, like that was Professor's. Oh.
You love that song, and I'm just like, oh my.
Like I can't describe, guys. The album is good. It's a good album. It was his first album, because a lot of the time I was introduced to Professor because he was like featuring, and I was like, okay, cool. He kind of felt like the new Shota, who was just like killing the feature, the chorus, the whatever. It debuted. Okay, all right. I was like, okay. It had Jezebel.
Jezebel. I go.
And the transitions, guys, you just listen to the album. The transitions in the album really.
To the next.
Have you watched Professor live?
I
haven't seen him live.
I don't think I've seen him live.
You have, come on.
We bang out harder than ever before. You have seen him live. At Hillcrest Quarry, at the Head Honcho party, please. That's when me and you, that's when like...
Yes! Okay, I'm back. Yes. But can you see how, like, I transcended what I was in to just, like, Professor has magic. It's magic. I genuinely, I apologize if he has been, like, a perpetrator of a bad crime. I'm so sorry. I didn't know. But I stan him so hard.
Hey, and that's touch and go, because we'll get to Ezase Afro. But Ezase Afro is followed by...
Riddled.
I mean, I think, anyway, back to Professor. Like, my thing with Professor is, like, when I put him on the list, it was weird because he's not one of those people that I think about top of mind. I forget about him for time. And then before we started recording, I was listening to his music and I was like, yeah.
Salama Benjamin. Woza. No, you're lying.
Wait a minute. Osa. Kotlala kangakala. Stampede.
Yeah. But you see, that's also another thing for me about artists like him, is that they've created a signature sound, signature quotables, signature thing, a signature moves, signature I think that's sometimes what I find is often lacking in hip hop. Is that these two record labels, I feel, have been able, and the artists in between have been able to create signature sounds that are unmistakably ours. And that for me, like, just how excited as you've gotten, like, for me, what I found about like Durban artists or KZN artists, or that have thrived in KZN, it's a sound that is like yours. And like when you hear it, guys, there is nothing better than hearing O Professor and all those in the taxis in Durban. Please. Please.
It feels like your birthright. It feels like this is definitely where I should be, and this is what I deserve. This is who I sound like. And the thing is, what's funny, like, it's a Winnie. Sometimes you'll be in a taxi, you'll hear, it's Tatamia, it's this there, it's this, but it's the Durban sound. Like it's all of who we are. It's rich, it's right there. It's like you will get into a taxi and it will be the gospel, it'll be this, but it's it's us. It's
honestly,
just,
truly, Durban, honestly, in my life that I've lived, is honestly the best taxis in South Africa.
But the thing is, you say that because you have the option to leave. When you're there all the time and you're going to work and it's like
What I mean is, Mgani, is that umculo wakhona snika vibe. That's just, I mean, I'm just talking about like it, and never mind the fact that you won't know track one that's playing on the thing, but the fact that like, because for me the last time, like even just being what always used to like take me like aback was just the attention to detail to the design of the car, like the vehicle. It's like the graffiti, what are those lights? What are those lights? I forgot what these neon lights.
oh, the LEDs and all that, yeah.
It was a vibe, and I feel like that for me was such a difference to what I'd experienced in Joburg, because I felt like you guys were making such a subculture of taxi life in KZN, and just how the business of music moves differently out there, I feel.
I'm a taxi Sun Coast, we're the best. I just want to say. I'm a taxi Sun Coast, we're the best. I want to, like, they were whether it was the hip hop song by Ubani, Uzagwe, or it's in there.
Because honestly, if it doesn't jump in the taxi, is it really a good track? Like, honestly, truly. If the taxi driver doesn't playlist your track, is it even great?
It's our version of the strip club in America. If it doesn't pop there, then really, it did the song really pop. Like, for real.
Okay, quickly, we're gonna do the last two artists of Kalawa. It's Busiswa and we have Fetcook versus Mahuta.
Classics. I mean, guys, Busiswa is such a national key point. Like, she is so amazing. She jumps onto your song and she makes it a vibe, or she just makes it like you just think, damn, could anybody else have done this? No, like, she's just great. Like, I think she's another version of like O Professor, where, you know, when she comes on, it's her own vibe, it's her own thing. And my lyrics are to the point, fun, spazzy, just it's punk, man. I just enjoy her personally as like umuntu. She just, I don't know, I think also I just felt represented and seen through her. It's like, it's dude, let's go dancer, and she's fun, and it's just, you know, I'm not saying dance, but I'm saying she felt fun and bubbly, and, you know, it wasn't just Chomi now that could like jiva and siga, you know, it was like, we can do it too. So yeah.
Next up, Ezase Afro. Zinyaga Zise. Okay.
Disclaimer, we are not affiliated with anything that they've done in their lives.
Yeah, no. That's the problem with them. It's like there's just too many stories like of just madness.
They're riddled with drama and
so much drama.
It's just all awful. It's just all awful. all of it.
It hurts because I really feel like they've done such a great job culturally and also in terms of certain music bits. But in terms of just behavior, it makes it difficult. So anyway, let's go straight into it. First person, DJ Tira, the father of them all.
Aibo, Umalume, please. I met Umalume at Sunmate. Back at that time, when we met at Sunmate, they weren't, the dramas around them weren't as intense, especially on social media. And so that was off of the back of Afro Summer 16, 17, whatever. I honestly thought I was floating in the sky. When I spotted him, I was like, I actually came across one of his videos on my phone. I did a selfie video with him.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. That was my uncle. I was like, Umalume. Even when I think about when THEMBE and I went to the Migos concert, there's nothing more exciting than them announcing Umalume coming on stage. Do you hear me? Umalume gives it to you from when they say Tira up until he says goodbye. Umalume. And so it was just
like Tira's sets of fire. Like I mean, I'm sure he.
I feel guilty now whenever I want to listen to his music because I'm just like, baba.
The thing is, I haven't heard much about himself as like a problematic person, but I'm just like, how can you have so many other problematic people like around? Like, what are you doing when things are falling apart? What's going on here? So I don't know. I mean, I love him.
He may not have the stories around like the individual. For me, I just feel that I've got too many question marks around the people around him, and I'm like, Baba, what are you doing? What are you doing to because the thing is, again, if I'm to liken him to an Oskido who's seen to be this advisor, who's seen to be this really like a confidant and a this and a that, I'm just like, Utira in that world, what is the leadership that is happening in that space? Because I'm just like, and maybe it's too much responsibility to put in his life, and maybe he does separate himself from the personal life thing, but I'm just like, there's too many question marks, and it's just like...
Yeah, there are too many question marks. That's why I need to move on to the next question marks, and I'll put them all together. Big Nas and Babes Wotumo.
I'm not talking about Big Nas. I've got nothing to say about Big Nas.
We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. Babes Wotumo.
Say it.
Mm.
Say whatever you want to say, Mgan. Just say it. It's fine.
It's just, for me, it's all just so sad. Like as being a Durbanite, like, you know, I have pride in the music, and it's just also disappointing to just be like, okay, cool, this is how it's come down to. Arma Shesha was like such a great third person in the team of, you know, Big Nas, that we all you know, love the quotables, like love. He's like a professor, just like that one liner that's just like perfect, you know. And to think that the whole, based on the fact that of one of the members just being so ugly and just vile, has now tainted the way that I view the group. It's just, it's like, well, damn. Because for me, I'm not gonna be like, okay, cool, I'm just gonna cancel what's his name, Umampintsha, and then, you know, continue with the group, because that doesn't make sense still for me. And then what I hate about the Babes and Mampintsha thing is there is no song ga Babes enganayo Mampintsha, so it's just like I can't even want to just support her alone, because ayikho ingoma yakhe enganayo. Ayibo kahleni. It's all like, yeah, it's all just muddy, and I'm just like, cancel the whole thing. I don't want all of it, because there's no part that I can pick apart and be hypocritical about and be like, okay, cool, yeah, it's fine, I know this is the right thing to do, but I'll still do, because now it all just, it's whatever.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Babes Wotumo?
Same. You know, I feel like Babes should have been the biggest star, like right now. Still should be. Is I think it's just really unfortunate at how the whole career came down by the hands of a man. And Naye, in some parts, has assisted, because Naye, I'm not going to take her off the chopping block. She's definitely, Naye, done some things that are just like, okay, girl. Pertaining specifically to the Lady Zamar incident, I was like, okay, seems a little weird. But, yeah, like, so, you know, she has hits. Ukandakanda, Umganwa, like, there are hits. The girl is amazing. But
I think also the difficult thing with the Babes is the fact that, like, her career, because it's for me also difficult to isolate herself alone, because the hits were not the hits because of her alone. The hits were hits because of, no, sorry, that's what I'm saying, that is that, like, the hits were the hits because of everything, on top of everything else. So it's just, it's difficult to evaluate their music without making it personal, because I'm just like, this whole thing, and also just, I guess, also just to be for us as the nation to have been also like dragged into the whole thing, and then you try, like, it was difficult for me to be supportive, to be done, because then, like you're saying, a Lady Zamar thing happens, and it's just like, hey, but now it's do. And I do. So, like, it just got muddy. It is muddy. The whole thing is muddy. But did they have a moment in time and in culture? 100%. Did they have their time to shine? 100%. I just don't have time for it in 2020.
Yeah, no, agreed. Next person, DJ Sindo.
My gal.
I don't think she gets the shine that she deserves. Okay. I really don't think she gets the shine she deserves.
She gave us, okay.
Intogazi, please.
Just to get my swag right, you know what I mean.
Matandwen is in her album.
Amaretto was my mom's ringtone for, I think, about 2 years straight. Like, the kids in her class would get up and bang every time her phone rang. Uma was like, and I'm like,
but what makes me mad about Sindo is that she's MIA, and like,
also give us that other song. What's it? I think I know, Shorter. Oh God.
She had so many. She had. What was the other one? Minna bing dagi udana Yo, she had bangers.
No, she had tracks. There's a music video of hers where they shot Ishaga Marine. I'm like, Kumbul.
I'm obsessed with that song. I have, so the album with that song, I've got it. And like, honestly, truly, the fact that Sindo has not been releasing music like Maporisa every year has honestly been very, 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 very heartbreaking. Because I'm just like, honestly, as a producer, Sindo, in my opinion, is up there with one of the best. And I genuinely am just like, I miss her. Like, I miss her impact. I miss it. Because I'm just like, it was nothing about nothing. There was no personal life. There was no... I don't even know which way she's facing in South Africa right now. But musically, I'm just like...
Guys, when it came out, I was like...
It changed the gears for everything. That for me was the first... That was one of the tracks I feel was like the first introduction nationally at Iqom for me. Because that was my first like... Boom. And it was like, what is the sound? I get that there's a whole history behind the sound that goes deeper than a one individual person. But when that track came out in that music video...
Yeah. No, she has a very distinct... She's one of those people who has a very distinctively Durban sound. And she pushes it everywhere she goes. And she's amazing at it. She's so good. I love Sindo. Next artist, Dadam Shumisi.
That is like
Guys, his throat must be so dry.
I love him. Like, I feel like he is a like a spirit animal. Like, when you're watching a game, like a whatever, a cheerleader or a mascot, or like he feels like that energy all the time. And it's like if you didn't have him, Pempe, he will be it. Like it feels like he nje isikhwama sakho siphathayo ezesolo nje esikutshela ukuthi
If you
lalela
want
oh
motivation, go to him.
esokutshela nje ukuthi oh lalela wena ibhoza namhlanje la endlini like
His album is literally him screaming throughout the whole thing.
it is, but I love it. Like I love the album. I'm like this. Oh, gushy.
Actually, I
Yo,
haven't listened to it in a while.
I listen to that album at least once a week.
It's so good.
At least once a week. Konis ikulo lakhe no tips. Izik el kuluma ngabantu abathakathayo. Oh, I love it. I love that song. I love that song. Aibo nange yoshona umakhelwane baguette.
Let me try find it.
I love that album as well. I'm a lugu. Ooh, lugu.
Please.
Love him.
Of course, Pakisha is my like, come on. Totoza.
Oh, Kotoza. Hey, Kotoza. Hey, yeah.
Then the one I think that you were talking about now was Amalugu, which is Fishing Professor, obviously. I mean, come on. Which one was the one that you were talking about, Ngani? Ibani?
Ezeke, it's the last song on the album.
The last one, yeah.
Another unsung hero is with Tipsy, truly.
Tipsy's next. Tipsy's next on the list.
Oh, okay.
Tipsy's amazing.
Come on.
Love Tipsy.
Tipsy.
For me, she like Aibo, the girl. What's the song that she has with the Ban of the Weekend? That's what's the name of the song? Where I think about a mix. So what's the name of the song?
There's Bumper, there's Start.
Yes, it's Bumper. Yes, I would say when Tipsy's Aibo, Tipsy's line. Yes,
that's a banger.
When Tipsy's verse comes in, my sister said Bumper Pezwelo Kunch.
First of all, everybody switch off the cameras. Umzimbo nemal, please. She's on Umzimbo nemal. She's on Umzimbo nemal, please.
No, Tipsy's amazing. She is an unsung hero. I think I feel like she's underrated, but she's like Busiswa to me, where any song that she's on is a banger.
But omunye odinga imali, bamfaka imali, and they need to push her. But I want to know, like, what is the decision making? What is the decision making process? Because if, let's say, Oskido no Tira sit like, okay, they're the like in the like the, let's say, leaders of the thingy. What is the decision making behind the budget of the artist that they push? Because I mean, like, a Tipsy who's an unsung hero who's still like, I still feel is still on a come up that feels like it's never ending. It's still bubbling under. I feel like they're not putting, what's happening? Like, what is the decision making process? Because I'm just like,
so I think, like, I mean, if you think of like the I mean, listen, we are no kind of music buffs or whatever, but when you think of like Arthur Chomi, you think of Busiswa Oskido, you think Babes, and you think Tipsy Tira, like the push made sense in the time of what the sound was like. Now that we're listening to what is it now? Amapiano. It's how are you, cause Tipsy doesn't make the beats. How do you put her on outside of featuring her, right? To like your points, how do you catapult her career and still making her have a full album or whatever body of work right now when the sound is like, you know, Chomi had a run because Chomi could do.
In the comment section to talk about Dom is dead. Dom will never die.
It's on hiatus. It's a chillaxing.
Anyone who's trying to talk about it being dead, please.
Like, Gom has never died for me, because, like, that's, like, it's silly to say that. And I hate that.
Honest, like, I remember when Omunye Pesgo, guys, I'll never forget, guys.
You were infringed.
Guys, besides Omunye, like, never mind the problems of those guys in general, and then the fact that they stole the track from DJ, whatever the story was of DJ Lag and whatever. But I remember that as my entry point. Please. I honestly, like, they were like, that track was my gateway into it fully, and then following Lag and all the artists in. Guys, the day I was in the club on my knees is when I knew that a genre of music has taken me.
Was that at the Jameson party where you took your shoes off?
Yes! And I realized only when I got up that I was on my knees.
And I think the thing was...
No, it wasn't the Jam... Was it? It was the Jameson party, it was.
It was the Jameson party. The time that we were going out, like, I think we were still kind of going out during that time. And any time, like, when the club nights is climaxing, they'll usually play like the banger track, which would usually be Omun. When NWABISA's not close and you can hear it bubbling under, and you're like, I have to find her right now, because by the time the song drops, I don't want to still be figuring it out. Like, I want to see her explode, because when your friend has a song, it's like when your friend has a song and you like just love seeing them, like, that was a song for NWABISA, and every and any time it would just, even in the car, which would just like be childish.
Make no mistake. I've concluded in my life that Gom, and maybe I'll feel differently 40 years from now when another genre comes in, Gom is honestly my favorite genre of all time. Like, and I say that because I was on my knees in the club.
It's the only reason.
What?
Because the thing is, Mgani, this is my thing, right? Kwaito is also, I think Kwaito is in my top 3 as well. My thing is that Kwaito has my spirit. Gom has my soul. Like, as into, like, listening to Gom for me can become a very out-of-body experience. So to what Thembe is saying about when you guys are looking for me, if I've gone to the toilet, if I was standing in the line, I'm out of the line. I'm out of the line. Because the thing is, for me, like, when you know your favorite track, I can hear the DJ mixing it before it even drops. So I already know that the track is coming. So I need to make sure that I'm getting to you guys.
You can't do that with the Yanos because they all sound the same at the beginning.
Don't do that. That sounds very violent. Don't do that.
That's just... Okay.
Don't do that. Because don't do that. But for me, I just feel like artists like Udladla Mshunqisi and Tipsy, and especially Dadla, like, that music just speaks to my soul. And it's transcendent, where even I'm no longer participating in the music. This is spirit. I am a soul. I'm not myself when Gom plays. Like, when Gom really plays, and it's my favorite track.
It's the repetition for me that I think is the thing that makes you go high.
Like, guys. And then everyone's just like, I'm like, guys, it's coming. Oh. And the thing is, like, Thembe and them know. Like, it gets to a point where I'm like, I need everyone to not be anywhere. Make space.
I know that for sure. I don't even get it twisted.
I'm gonna become with Theo, and my waist is gonna be breaking apart.
Why do we have to always bring Theo back into this? Like, please. He has done nothing to you but give us hits and culture and legacy.
Theo, we are banger, okay? But I'm saying is in, like, it's not even because I'm about to just, like, do a move of, like, substance or whatever. I need space for me and my spirit to groove. There are 2 of us right now, and we need space. Because the moment that you're literally right up against me, that's when the violence, that's when I'm just like, I don't want to fight. I don't want to push anybody. I don't want to do anything that I don't want to do. Because the spirit is moving now. It's not even me anymore. It's the spirit. Yo, Hashem. Dadla's music. And the thing is with me, Dadla, that, like, it comes here. And it's just like, yes.
Yeah. Definitely. No, they're definitely, like, pioneers of the music, of this particular genre. They are the leaders, and I love them to pieces.
First of all, guys, let me tell you something. Bongeka's buttons were snatched because of this genre of music. So really at this point.
Don't even act. Don't act like NWABISA's being on her knees is not you losing a button to hold your pants for the rest of the night. Please.
You can never forget it.
What? NWABISA,
My thing is,
and those are
my thing is, I
those are
know-
both Jamison parties, weren't they? No, the other one wasn't. No, the other
That
one
was
wasn't.
it was a group Africa.
It was a
party.
group Africa.
The buttons snatched at a
Bongeka.
group Africa party.
We went to the home stage and you transcended. You were like, this is what I've been waiting for this whole fucking night. You went this small, circling. The night is
Bongeka
not
stopped grooving.
done.
Oh,
You said, oh, that's right. I got you. Blue face. Njengoba seshaya le dance le. Akazi ukuthi Bongeka kade ayiqala mfana wami. Cause she was like, nah, I'm not done. Yeah.
Totally forgot about that. That was so much fun, you guys.
That's how I know that a genre of music is also great. It's when the people who wouldn't ordinarily be on the dance floor and do all of these things, guys, until you have grooved with Bongeka, I don't know what it is. I don't know what's up. When you see Bongeka, half of what she already is, please, man.
Size-wise. No,
I've
man,
seen
please.
that.
She's literally like by your knees because she's gone to the ground. Bongeka. Oh, someone. Whatever. Nang pants.
I love the genre. I totally agree with you. Definitely in my top 3 music genres for sure.
Question, can I ask, when last did you guys groove like that?
Afro-punk, I guess.
Ngani, we didn't fetch you on the ground at Afropunk.
No,
Yeah,
I'm like,
exactly.
no, we didn't groove. Not this year.
Yeah, definitely not this year. I don't know. I haven't grooved like that in a long time. Because even when we went to Daisy's, it wasn't like... I wasn't on the crowd. I mean, I had the best time at Oxfam Tanto's thing.
No. Daisy's was definitely one of those times where you and NWABISA went to the front. No. No.
Daisy's was the last time.
We were twerking in the sand. Snokai. Like, let's be very clear. We had a good time, please. Let's be...
Daisy 2018.
Yeah. We put all our shoes in one pile in the middle and we were twerking in a circle. Like...
Guys, I had my dress tucked into my panties. That's when you know.
Like you're a kid playing a game. Ushumpu.
I tucked them in because I knew they were holding me back. Guys, the thing is, when you no longer care what you look like, please, Oxfam dancer, please, Ox, Aibo, Nangu, Ox, Aibo, Oxfam dancer.
Nahamba no Linda ngithi naphambili.
Yeah, it was me and Bongeka. It was Bongeka and I went to the front. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I even saw Nolo Yiso there at the front.
You guys were gone.
I nearly got into an altercation because of my whistle. That's how far gone I was. Yeah. And that's the thing though, it's like these white baby girls were trying me and I was just like, first of all, you don't even know Oxfam Dancer 1, 2, you don't even know these tracks, 3, you don't even know that I'm a part of the culture, first of all. Because this whistle is contributing to this movement. You don't even know that. You don't even know that I'm the founding father because of THEMBE's influence of this whistle. You don't even know that I've been in this career of blowing this whistle since 2016. You don't even know that Benny Maverick was tweeting me, thinking it was me in the club in the year of 2016-17 for Migos. You don't know all of that. So you don't know that this is my career. You don't know that this is my livelihood. This is my life.
We've had Dom has made us have like amazing nights. Like now that I actually okay. Remember from Migos that we left the concerts to go because that was the day that the album Destruction Boyz was dropping and they were going to play in a club. We were in the queue for how long? Slindid,
We waited and waited and waited and waited. And I think what was so hurtful about that whole situation was the fact that at that point, I DM'd Destruction Boyz, I DM'd Benny Maverick, and I DM'd probably Tira at that point. And Benny Maverick and Destruction Boyz both replied. Because I DM'd Destruction Boyz and I was like, where's the after party? I DM'd them the day before because I was like, I want to make sure that THEMBE and I's itinerary for the day is locked in. And then when they were like, the after party is over here, I was like, literally, Benny Maverick and Maz. But the day after when THEMBE and I didn't make it to the party, he tweeted me and he was like, was that you in the crowd? Because I heard the whistle. And I was like, Baba, I'm sad to say that it was not me. So just to show, man, I carried Mbembe on my back. And at that point, and for me, I'm like, because you know the thing is, right? You'll find sometimes how, like, you know, you'll dress up and you look good and you go groove. And, like, people don't want to lose themselves on the dance floor. People don't want to, like, take it to those points, putting local benti and whatever. There are just some moments for me where I'm like, I actually don't care who sees me. I don't care a damn no matter what. And Grom is that genre for me. And that's how I know that it has to be in my top 3. Because I lose myself on the dance floor. And there's not many genres that are able to do that for me.
The thing is, I think just with music in general is like it takes, anytime you think of a song, you think of a memory. So you don't also just hear Itulo. You think of maybe the first time you heard it. You think of like the best time you were, whatever. So I'm thinking of Maporisa's album. First of all, no. Like now, like I can't even focus my thoughts now because I'm just rushing like all the Kashkai memories that NWABISA and I have of like playing Maporisa's album over and over and over and over again till it had scratches. That was, but I'm trying to say that like I think it's the repetition of like how the sound is that makes you like feels like you're drunk or like you're high.
And also what gets us, especially me and you, it's the like that. That
The steps or whatever, the runs, whatever. And when you can hear it coming, no ways.
So that for me is just like why that genre is forever. And you're taking me back now to Gomwe Volume 1. Lord. When Volume 2 came out, oh gosh.
When they did Naja remix, it was at that point where I was like,
you were not okay.
Yeah, no, now we're going into a whole other conversation. Bring it back.
The value that has, the impact that has.
No, I get it. Nice. I agree. I totally agree. Okay, next artist. We're going to try to wrap this up.
Is there even still energy to talk about another artist at this point?
Okay, let's forget to talk about the rest of the artists. Let's just now... The next artist we're going to be DJ Target Nondile.
Okay, well. Umthwalo Wami carried NWABISA through 2015, is it? 2014, yeah. 2015. It literally got her through her job. Literally. The whole year. I had to listen to that song every single day. Don't worry. I know.
But the thing is, with the Target Nondile, that's the only song of theirs that I actually know.
Didn't they also have there's another song that they have, I think with Ubusiswa, I wanna say.
Probably. I've seen them in other tracks, but yeah.
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
No, but I will never disrespect them because that song saved my life, so.
Yeah. Banger. Then the other artist was Durban's finest, which is Tirano Socks. Big, yo, Sholowe. Ding, big songs.
No.
The Gom high, Sengi high, man. So now I'm like, you're taking me down again.
The thing is, like, they were still the ones that kind of introducing house and like Durban house. And that was before Big Nas, so they were kind of like the pioneers.
In fact, Durban rocks. Please. The fact that I never owned that t-shirt haunts me till today.
I never got one and I wanted it so badly. And they used to sell it at their workshop.
I don't even know where they were selling it.
They used to sell it at their workshop, I remember. And I said 320 and I wanted it so badly. I wanted it so badly and I never got it. And then the last person I put on, is Duncan. Look, because he's an Ezase Afro artist, which I didn't know, and he's also one of the very few like hip hop guys from Durban. But I must say,
there's Zagwe, who's like
Well, yeah, I mean, there's like three or four of them, and he's one of them. But the thing is, I don't listen to the guy's music, and he's the only one that was on Ezase Afro. So I was like, let me include him. But to be honest, I'm not in it.
I don't know the sound.
No, but we ended on a high. I'm grateful for the boom wave.
Okay. So just to wrap it up, I think in terms of like legends, my vote definitely goes to Kalawa. So I think in terms of just like music genre and just legend and longevity, definitely has to go to Kalawa. But in terms of culture, guys, I have to give it to Ezase Afro. I mean, they are the pioneers of boom, and the fact that they put Durban on, you guys. Durban was like a fun city before, but they weren't fact Durban rocks, and then they have a fact Durban rocks in Cape Town. I mean, yeah.
I mean, outside, if we're gonna speak generically about the music outside of going deep into the artists, I definitely have to agree to that point about that list of people definitely put like Durban on the map. Like, we started talking about Durban artists, Durban music, Durban culture, people being interested in Durban in a different type of way. You know, even in their songs, just to like literally to say that fact Durban rocks, you know, just to put it on, because even though nobody has Joburg rocks songs, it's just, you just associate like musical success and whatever with Joburg, you know. So I culturally it sound, yes, it's Tegwin, I really like grew up on it, love it, will still like, you know, big Nas ungazuba serious like that. Ooh, like even when I think about it, it's just like, damn, that was like a song that you were just like, damn.
Yeah, and those big de facto urban rocks parties, dude, I feel like Utira is definitely a huge part of the economy in Durban, because he's been able to bring in artists and bring in festivals and huge events that normally wouldn't have happened in the city. Things that normally would just happen in Joburg and not anywhere else. He was able to cultivate like an event culture in Durban, and
and have just Durban artists, right? Yes. So to have like, I think that's also just great to know, because I mean, like I'm saying, ukuthi eGoli, everybody will make it and be a star, and then the lineup will be just like Joburg artists or whatever. But eThekwini, just to have just Durban artists, and the party is, if you haven't been to one of those Fuck Durban Rocks New Year's parties, you don't know what you're talking about. Like Ubongeka saying, like, to have a fact Durban Rocks like concert, and it's just like star after star after star after star, that's just like us. Like that also pride, come on, like it's like, yes, that's right. It's like,
you guys have to choose one.
No.
So I'm challenging you guys to choose one, and not to do a culture leads this and culture leads that. Because when we asked the people on the streets, they were only able to choose one.
But they weren't privy to the conversation that we're having and breaking it down.
No, I'm not fighting you, and I think the people who are watching you are agreeing that you're holding it down for the culture and you're holding it down for this and that. But I'm gonna need you guys to choose one, because if this poll came on your page and you had to choose one, you wouldn't have had the luxury of this conversation. Who would you have chosen?
If they said we're going to delete the music from the other one completely, are those the stakes?
The poll comes up on your Instagram story and you have to pick one. Who were you going to choose?
I think I would go with Ezase Afro.
Cool. So you sit with the 13% of people.
Okay, I'm gonna choose Kalawa.
You choosing Kalawa? Yeah. Okay. I actually also voted and I chose Kalawa. And my reasoning,
and that makes sense.
my reasoning wasn't even everything else. My reasoning was simply because Kalawa birthed Boom Shaka at the end. Like there was nothing else I based my reasoning on. It gave me Boom Shaka and I didn't care about anything else. But then this conversation made me realize that my spirit tracks are sitting as I say, so it was just like, hey, this is difficult. But Kalawa Jazmee.
Yeah. They've there's no question about it. They are pivotal in every type of aspect, and I think they've done a great job in terms of even technically, if you put Kalawa and Ezase against each other, the Kalawa artists have a longer, like,
Yeah. There's a lot of them as well.
there's a legacy there. Like, I love Ezase Afro, but I feel like after they've had the album or they've had the hits, it's like, okay, cool, where are they now? Which I don't, I mean, I'm not a buff in terms of music, whatever, but I don't think Utira's doing a great job in terms of being able to propel his artists to have multiple albums outside of himself. Because even No Fact Urban Rocks and whatever, Lababanye, how many albums do they have? Yeah, I mean, it's all sad. It's all, we'll never understand. Angas, this is not our real lives. But as fans of the music, these were our thoughts. Educate, this is how it's done. Music. Please.
Yeah, no, this was just a fun chat. And so I guess in conclusion, it's 2 Kalawas and 1 Ezase Afro. And the kids on Instagram, even on my Instagram, everyone was like, Kalawa, 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 Kalawa. And it's sad because a few people also mentioned Ezase Afro, but they were just like, I just can't because of all like the drama that's in the midst of them. And I'm just like, damn, that's so sad. But
that's the fact. It's just like you can have a great product, but once it's doused with some tonton, it just you lose the.
And at the end of the day, the music isn't just about the music. So
music is personal. Like, you can't just this whole conversation of separating the artist from that bullshit. You can't, cause who's making the music? Unless somebody else is singing through a pipe, like, how are you gonna, like, musanuk senzi lim, hi, kahleni.
oh gosh.
On
that note, thanks for joining us, you guys.
Thank you guys for watching. Look, guys, these are trying times, and like we opened with, we're not gonna promise that there's gonna be lots of episodes, not less than episodes. I think right now I could definitely do this as well, but I also don't want to hold us by the chokes to be like, we have to do the thing, because we could barely even shoot on Saturday. The commitment and the interest is always remaining. We are not, the channel is not dead.
It's not.
It's not dead. We're just guningi.
There's a lot going on, yeah.
And I'm sure the kids are like, yeah, you say that all the time, ish.
Because we mean it all the time. It didn't change from the last time I said it. But do the things, guys. Like, watch, comment, share, and subscribe as per usual. But to all the content creators who really are holding it down.
Aibo, even the new ones that are coming.
And even the people on TikTok, you guys are so funny.
YouTube ZA, and I mean, the people are hitting 40,000 subscribers. They're getting there, the 30,000 subscribers. You guys are doing the things. You guys are holding down YouTube SA. So truly, well done to you guys.